Pollination is the process in which plants reproduce. It occurs primarily via insects and other animals, creating a strong mutual relationship between them. Pollen is also commonly exchanged via wind. Widespread pollinators commonly found in Australia include butterflies, bees, wasps, beetles, and moths. Pollination by insects is particularly important for Australian native trees and shrubs. For example, native bees pollinate many members of the family of Myrcetae. Bees have hairs on their legs that form cup shapes to hold and gather sticky pollen as they eat. Once they have finished on the flower, they head to another, and the pollen from the previous flower is carried to a new one. Bees, however, are considered unreliable pollinators because they are not guaranteed to come into immediate contact with the reproductive organs and tend to eat all they can find, including pollen and the reproductive organs of the plant. Nectar feeders such as butterflies and moths are considered reliable pollinators, as they must brush against the reproductive organs in order to feed on the nectar, and they don't eat the organs as the bee or other pollinating insects would. Animals such as bats and possums are primarily nectar feeders and play an important role in pollination. Plants that pollinate via traveling on wind are unisexual. The pollen is dry and light, hence it does not easily get wet when it rains, also making it easier for them to be carried in the wind. Seeds can be dispersed from plants in many different ways. Acacia, a native Australian plant, ejects its seeds into the soil around it, where the seeds then grow into new plants. In the case of the acacia, seeds are often left dangling, and their bright colours attract birds. The birds eat the seeds and then proceed to excrete them in various places. The digestion of the seed is thought to assist in germination. Insects like ants aid greatly in the dispersal and growth of seeds. Xerophytic plants have their seeds commonly dispersed by ants. These plants are known as myrmecophorous plants. Ants bury the seed, protecting it from potential predators, as well as the catastrophes like fire. Germination occurs only after a sufficient amount of rain penetrates the soil. Some plants like burr are armed with barbs that ensnare themselves into animals' feathers and are dispersed via the air. Wind dispersal also takes place in the distribution of seeds. The seeds are small and have hair, feather, or wing-like structures that propel them along with the wind. Many seeds are produced to ensure the safe germination of at least a few. Asexual reproduction is a process in which a sexual partner is not needed and large quantities of offspring are produced in little time. A disadvantage of this is lack of variation, meaning that if there is a change in the environment, there will be less chance of survival. Corals like those in the Great Barrier Reef reproduce asexually via budding. Parent polyps produce colonial polyps, which then expand to start colonies of their own. Spinifex grass is an example of vegetative reproduction. Runners are stems that grow horizontally at the surface of the soil or just below it, forming new plants at the ends. The darling lily is a product of tubers. Shoots which grow at the top or sides of the tubers then develop into stems and leaves, while the bottom of the tubers produce